What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to disassemble, clean, and re-oil your shocks. Now this tutorial is for the Traxxas Slash, Stampede, Wrestler, or Bandit. These are the big bore shocks. As you can see, this will work with any normal shock that you have, or if you have a big bore like me. To get started, you pull your spring back and then remove this plastic piece. Sometimes it's easier to grab the plastic piece and then pull the spring back afterwards. And then this plastic piece might need to be cleaned, so if it does, go ahead and clean it. And then the spring also could have some dirt or grime on it, so that might need to be cleaned also. And then this piece also is probably going to be dirty. Depending, you generally want to clean your shocks every, depending how dirty conditions you run your kit in, and also other factors like how often you clean it and such. But generally every couple to few months I would clean the shock. Also, the shock casing or shock chamber that the oil goes into will probably need to be wiped off. So just take a clean rag and wipe it off. And I am using the Associated 40 weight shock oil, and the shock oil that's in here now is the Traxxas stock oil, just the 35 weight, I believe. And now to take this off, you might need to use a pliers and grab on to this nut type of deal, and then stick a screwdriver. I'm using an Allen wrench, and just twist it off. And then take the cover off. And then, alright, sometimes this little rubber bubble will get stuck in the cap, but this time it didn't. So what you want to do is just carefully take it out, and then I just kind of set it in the cap. You don't need to put it in there. It's generally better to put the rubber cap on before you put the actual cap. Now I'm using a small container, and what you want to do is just dump your oil out. Let me grab the container here. Okay, I've already done this with the first shock, and as you can see, my oil is nasty. Let's see if I can block the light so you can see it. Alright, get it mostly out, and then take the rag and wipe the remaining stuff out. There's a hair there, I don't want to get that in there, in the shock. And then just get most of it out. It doesn't have to all come out. Alright, and then take your shock oil and put some in. You don't, just get it to about 3/4 to the top, just like that, and then use your shock shaft and slowly push it up. Alright, you don't want to do this too quickly in case you did put too much in and it all comes out. So alright, I'm going to put a little bit more, but not too much more, because the shock, once it gets up to the top, will be pretty close to that rubber seal, and you don't want it too, you don't want that, your shock will not compress as far, and it will eventually wear out your shock, where it could break or rupture something. And just set that cap on there. It'll set on there. There we go. and then just take, if you have your stock 2.5 millimeter hex wrench, you can use the ball end of that to nicely set that in there. Otherwise, I'm just going to use this screw with the rounded head on it and just kind of set it nice in there. It looks pretty good. You might not even have to do that, but just so it's seated nicely. And then just take your cap and then just make sure it goes around that rubber seal. Just make sure, you know, hold on. The aluminum cap is getting stuck on it. Alright, I think it's almost started. Alright, then just screw your cap back on, just so it's tight, and then test your shock. I mean, as you can see, perfectly fine. That's as far as it goes. It will not go any farther. That's as far as the shock will actually go. So I think it's a pretty good shock. Now make sure you clean it up pretty good. You don't want any dirt or anything on here. Once you have it off, it's easier to clean a shock if it's off the vehicle than when it's on. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful, and catch you guys next time.